The camp has been really well calculated. Definitely worked on everything I possibly could, mentally, physically, emotionally, you know. Had a lot of really good ups with all of this. Definitely reached my highest highs and ready to go in there. I'm really excited.
Yeah, there's so much on the line here. I mean, obviously an opportunity to fight for the title, an opportunity to coach on the Ultimate Fighter. Do you let yourself think about those possibilities as motivation, or do you have to kind of dial it back and only think about what's right in front of you?
You know, it's impossible to not think about that. You know, I feel like in a way, this is almost like my way of getting a fight into the fighter house. You know what I'm saying? So just like all these other fighters are coming in, mine's just a little bit more high profile and, you know, a lot more at stake. So yeah, we're fighting to get into the fighter house, which once you're in the fighter house, you know, then you have another fight. And so I don't know, it all seems like how I would have thought if women's MMA was ever going to get into MMA, like maybe would have to come up to the Ultimate Fighter house. So, you know, it's all a little bit backwards to what I imagined, but it's totally cool. Everything is just happening exactly the way it's supposed to. I love it.
How do you feel like you're being treated by, you know, the casual fans know Misha because we're time in Strike Force. They really probably don't know you, they haven't seen a lot of your fights. Do you feel like you're being disrespected or kind of written off at all? That, you know, because it seems like some people are anticipating Misha and Ronda and that sort of thing.
No, I feel like people are quiet and don't really know what to do with me, you know, because if you look me up on paper, you know, obviously I'm 7-0 and that says something. And then, you know, you watch my fights and you see they're exciting and I'm very explosive and I'm really confident and I know I train hard, I don't cut any corners, and, you know, I can always guarantee an exciting fight. I just think people don't know what to think, and that's really cool because all that does is leave everyone with an open mind and me to fill it with whatever it is that I bring on Saturday.
Do you feel pressure at all? Like how is to go to this first fight with all this pressure?
It's exciting. It's never been about like the fight card for me. You know, it's never been about the opponents for me. It's always been about personal accomplishment. You know, I want to be the best at everything I apply myself to. That could be cooking, that could be parenting, that could be going out and snowboarding, or I don't know, anything along those lines, teaching. I absolutely just, I want to do my best at everything and always feel that pride that I never could have walked away having done better. So this is about personal accomplishments for me. It's about, you know, reaching my highest high, and you know, the pressure is something, you know, it's a, I don't know, it's not real unless you let it be real. You know, pressure is something you put on yourself. So I use all of this as a lot of fuel for my fire, the adversity that comes from not being well known and people possibly doubting me or favoring me. You know, that's their prerogative, and I'm just here to fight. You know, I'm just here to go out there and do what I love to do because it's fun, and that's why I'm here.
How important is it to put on a good show to kind of build on the momentum of the Ronda fight?
So important, you know, because like they had an excellent performance. They did a really good job, and now it's time to continue to show the fans, and maybe the ones that weren't bought over by the first show, that we have a lot to bring. You know, I think that this is definitely some of the best talent that will be seen in the UFC history. You know, girls have a lot more to bring that hasn't been seen before, based on, you know, our center of gravity is different, our intensity is different. You know, just our overall skills are changed. You know, I mean, a lot of moves that wouldn't work for guys sometimes work for girls and vice versa. So I think it's a good change of pace, and it'll be definitely a nice new scene.
What was it like for you to actually get the call from the UFC to become part of the bantamweight division?
It was staggering. At first I felt, and I was like, wow, what an opportunity. This is super cool. So now what? You know, like I was just told to be ready by April, and it's like, okay, so do I take a vacation? Do I start training now? Do I call my friends and family? Like, what? I don't know what to do. And you know, immediately I was just overwhelmed and excited, and I couldn't believe that I had been chosen, but I knew I'm the right one for the job. So a very big sense of accomplishment, because I know that I'm coming out here and I'm a very good person to come out and represent exactly what we're going to do here on Saturday night.
Both of you and Misha are both very strong wrestlers. Do you think that you have an edge over her wrestling with the style that you bring? Or?
I think that my style is very unorthodox. You know, there's the standard wrestling, there's you know, taking people down and gaining those positions that you see in, you know, collegiate wrestling and freestyle and all of that. But throughout the years of me wrestling, I've had to really adapt a style of my own that is pretty funky and just really uncoordinated looking, and it ends up me working out and figuring out how to be on top and end up in good positions. You know, something that you really can't train for. You know, so I think I guess my confidence and my clumsiness, you know, always comes into play, and just that I know when I'm focused and I'm aggressive and I'm moving forward and I'm making sure that it's my style that I'm implementing and it's my ring control, that yeah, it's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I'm excited for all of that to definitely be in the spotlight.
One of the favorite things I've read about you so far is that you said sometimes you get in there and you actually abandon your game plan and just go with your instincts. How often does that happen for you? And for this fight, are you really structured with the game plan? Or?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I gave up on game plans after my like 5th sorries to my coaches for not doing what they told me to do in my fights. I continue to go in, you know, even in between rounds. I've gone in and I've been doing well at something, and I get into the corner and my coaches will be like, "You're doing great here, keep doing that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." You know, and I'll go out and I'll just completely abandon what they said, and they're just like, oh, no, that's fine, you did good, you know, but this round, you know, make sure you, yeah, it doesn't work, it never works. My brain kind of just falls out my ear and my instincts just take over, and my heart is what wins me these fights.
Okay, you brought up an interesting point. New eyes on female MMA fighting. If you wanted to see the first fight, you had to pay for it. This is the first female fight that's going to be viewable to everyone. Is that something you're kind of feeling?
Yeah, I think it's really cool because, you know, I think that, you know, at the end of the day, we're both classy girls. We really enjoy doing this sport. We come from having worked hard for a really long time, way before MMA even started for women, and you know, just followed our passion and followed our journey, and we're women on a mission, and I think that all plays out on its own in the fact that people aren't going to have to pay to see this, that it's actually going to be something that if they choose to watch, they can just flip over and check it out and see. You know, they don't have to completely commit to paying for a pay-per-view. They can just really be curious, go over and look at it, and I think that it's going to be something that's going to wow them as soon as they allow their curiosity to come out and click into the channel.